press conference, we will try and expose Congress party's repeated lies, half-truths, and attempts to deflect from the real issues in the Augusta Westland helicopter gate. The entire helicopter deal was designed from day one to perpetrate a gigantic fraud on this country. At every stage, every rule was flouted, every procedure was violated, and every possible action was taken in complicity with the company to give undue benefits to this particular company. From the kind of facts I'm going to narrate in the next few minutes, it will become apparent that this helicopter scam was fixed from day one, and the Congress party-led UPA government was in complicity and was in cahoots with Augusta Westland. They were in cahoots with the broker, the middlemen in the deal, including Christian Michel. And there were attempts to ensure that this contract was completed so that the entire bribe money that the party was expecting can be realized. Today is the time when the Congress party, including Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, Mr. Ahmed Patel, they are in the dock. Their name has been mentioned in the Italian Milan court judgment, not without reason. They are the architects of this scam, as I am going to narrate in the next few minutes. First, the tender conditions were tweaked, were fixed in a manner that only Augusta Westland would qualify for this and nobody else gets a chance even to qualify. This is not this is not a revelation by the BJP. This is what the CAG report tabled in Parliament in the month of August on 2013. This is what this report had stated. I am quoting from this report. The NDA, this is what the CAG report had observed. The qualitative requirements, this refers to the services qualitative requirements, SQRs as they are called, the parameters which are set at the beginning of the contract. The qualitative requirements for the VVIP helicopters were revised by the Ministry, Defense Ministry and the IAF, leading to restricted competition in the tender process and resulting ultimately in a single vendor situation. This is what the CAG had observed. All the conditions were tweaked to ensure that only Augusta Westland qualifies for the contract. So this contract was fixed in cahoots with the suppliers from day one. The scale of this scam certainly is much bigger than what it is being reported to be in the media and also in the Milan court judgment. Another shocking fact, which is also reported by the CAG, is this tender was cancelled earlier in 2002 because there was limited competition. The idea was to create parameters which would help enhance the competition. But what did the UPA government do? They fixed all the parameters in a manner that the number of qualifying bidders becomes less. and equally more shocking, again reported in the CAG. Number of firms that were invited to bid for this contract earlier was 11. This was artificially reduced to 6 to further limit the competition. I am stating these facts because I think it's important for the country to know that this is not some middlemen in the transaction who made money on the sly. This was a coordinated operation. This scam was enacted jointly by the UPA government, decision makers in the UPA government, Augusta Westland, and the middlemen, including Christian Michel. So for the Congress party to come out and today say, to claim or to cry innocence is absolutely ridiculous. They know they do not have any defense in this regard, and that's the reason why they are sidestepping the real issues concerned. And Sonia Gandhi possibly feels or fears, rightly so, that this scam is directly reaching the doorstep of 10 Janpat and 24 Akbar Road. I think this is a scam where the complicity of all the actors from day one and the criminal conspiracy of all the players is evident, apparent from the CAG report itself and the other findings that have become available. Yet another important piece of information. The Defense Ministry sets what is called a benchmarking price for every purchase and for every acquisition. In this case, the benchmark price was fixed at a much higher level than what even the party had quoted subsequently. This was the benchmark price, which is actually an indicative or an estimated price by the Defense Ministry to have a reasonable assessment of the actual costs involved. This is generally set at a moderate level. But in this particular case, this was set at 4,872 crores. 4,871.5 crores for just 12 helicopters. This was fixed at a time when it was already known that only Augusta was selected for this particular tender and their commercial negotiations were going to begin. I think it doesn't require any great intellect to understand that the entire details, the entire operation smacks of a bigger scam than what has been reported so far. Rupees 350 crores is the amount of money that has been paid off as bribes. In all probability, that could just be the beginning or the tip of the iceberg. I'm saying this because Finmechanica chairman Orsi was appointed in November 2011. Immediately thereafter, newspapers reported that this deal is being inquired into. And for 2 years thereafter, Government of India does nothing. It is only making motherhood statements, saying statements like, we will take action if the details become known. They were writing to the embassy in Rome, but they did not have the gumption to give a show cause notice to this particular company. In the month of February 2012, all the newspapers had this story that this was a scam. And these guys are going to be arrested only for this particular scam involving sale of 12 helicopters for VVIPs in India. And on 25th April, the Financial Times had reported this in great detail. And they mentioned these are the brokers, and Finmechanica chairman, he was being arrested only for this particular bribe deal. But in New Delhi, The UPA government claimed innocence. They said, we still don't know what this inquiry is all about. We are still trying to get facts from the embassy. We are writing inland letters to them so that they can reply after a few months. So they simply did not take note of revelations about this helicopter scam appearing in the international newspapers. As far back as February and April 2012. My question to him is, my question to the Congress party is, why did you not issue a show cause notice for Fin Mechanica? Why were you writing to the embassy and everybody else, but not issuing a show cause notice to Fin Mechanica, Augusta Westland? Why did you not threaten to suspend the contract? Why did you take delivery of 3 helicopters 9 months after the news broke out in the newspapers? If this does not show conspiracy of the Congress party, the complicity of the Congress party, what else? I think they created a situation of fait accompli, whereby helicopters are received, they are put into service, they are flown 556 hours so that the party can be paid substantial amounts, or they become eligible for substantial amounts in an international arbitration. I think this, to me, it appears as if Christian Michel, the bigwigs in the Congress party, and the Fin Mechanica guys were all sitting together and planning coordinated actions and pretending to this country that they were actually trying to take action. This is nothing but a farce. Eventually, the contract was cancelled on 1st January 2014, nearly 2 years after the newspaper reports revealed that the chairman of Fin Mechanica was being investigated. So I think the Congress party should answer these questions. My charge is they were in collusion. This is what explains tweaking of conditions, service conditions and parameters to suit Augusta Westland. This is what made them fix a very high benchmark price on the eve of sanctioning of this particular, awarding of this contract to the Augusta Westland. This is what made them allow field evaluation trials abroad. Today in the morning I heard the Congress spokesperson saying that the 2016 defense procurement procedures allow field trials abroad. I think the Congress party is selective picking of information to suit their own criminality, cannot hide them, cannot give them any relief. Possibly they can get a half an hour of relief before we really bring out the facts and expose them. This is the copy of the Service Defense Procurement Procedure 2016. I have it in my hand. This clearly spells out field evaluation trials. This is on page 19 of the report. This clearly says the field evaluations will be conducted on the basis of trial methodology given in the RFP. RFP is the request for proposals. Every time acquisition has to happen, RFP is floated and there cannot be any changes in the terms thereafter. This particular RFP for the helicopters clearly spelled out that the field evaluation trials have to be conducted in India. The VVIPs do not fly helicopters in England. Dr. Manmohan Singh and Mrs. Sonia Gandhi were not going to use these helicopters to fly in Pakistan. They were required for flying them within the country. So how could you allow field trials abroad? Another bit of outrageous and shocking revelation. Mr. A.K. Anthony, the then defense minister, had questioned the proposal to have these field trials field evaluation trials abroad. This is what the CAG report also cites. This is what Anthony had stated. What is the guarantee that the fidelity and credibility of these trials will remain above board when they do not take place in this country? And he had recorded on the file that this cannot be allowed. The defense minister of this country wants RFP conditions to be enforced. Who in the UPA government or who in the Congress party, other than Mrs. Sonia Gandhi and her advisor Ahmed Patel, who has the authority to override Mr. A.K. Antony's objections? Is there anybody? I'm sure he would not take any advice from Dr. Manmohan Singh, because Dr. Manmohan Singh was a figurehead prime minister. So the only one who could tell him to keep quiet, only one who could silence him was Sonia Gandhi. There is so much circumstantial evidence to show that the role of the Congress bigwigs was there in this entire contract, in approval of this contract, and in the operationalization of this contract. As regards the benchmark price, the CAG observed, our scrutiny of records revealed that the benchmark price was not done on a realistic basis. They further added that the cost benchmarked by the Contract Negotiations Committee was much bigger than the offered price, allowing no room for negotiations. I think the norm is when the benchmark price, which is the estimated price by the Defense Ministry itself, when that is higher than the quoted price of a vendor, no negotiation takes place. So they have ensured that whatever price Augusta Westland quoted got passed without a query. I think so. There is certainly a lot more to this entire scam than what has been reported. This was fixed from day one, and every rule was broken to favor Augusta Westland, and there seems to be a conspiracy among all the players, and you only had the Congress party in India pretending, and the UPA government, the then government, pretending. Then all this was coming as a bit of rude shock to them, and the reality was Christian Michael was just staying across the road from the Congress party headquarters for days together, for months together, and he was allowed to escape within hours after the CBI filed its charge sheet. And he is the prime. I think the government of India, the CBI, are now trying to get him extradited to India. There is a red corner notice against him. Once Christian Michel is in custody, and once he starts singing, I don't know where the Congress party will find a place to hide. These are the main observations I wanted to make. So if there are any questions pertaining to this. अगस्ता वेस्टलैंड हेलीकॉप्टर मामला जो आजकल भारत में एक बड़ा विषय के रूप में आज चर्चित है, ये इसलिए चर्चित है क्योंकि मिलान कोर्ट ने कुछ दिन पहले घूस देने के आरोप में बड़े एक अधिकारियों को भेजा, 4.5 साल का कैद उनको सुनाया। लेकिन भारत में जिन लोगों ने घूस खाया है वो आज भी अपने आप को बेगुनाह कहने के लिए बहुत बहुत तरह के प्रयास कर रहे हैं, लेकिन नाकाम हो रहे हैं, ये खुद उनको पता है। और जो सवाल उस जजमेंट से जो उभर कर आते हैं, उन सवालों का जवाब कांग्रेस पार्टी के पास नहीं है। उस जजमेंट में सिग्नोरा गांधी, मिसेस गांधी का नाम क्यों उनका जिक्र है 4 बार? कांग्रेस पार्टी के पॉलिटिकल अध्यक्ष की पॉलिटिकल एडवाइजर अहमद पटेल जी का नाम क्यों है और अन्य कांग्रेस नेताओं का नाम क्यों है, उसका जवाब देने के लिए कांग्रेस पार्टी के पास कोई जवाब नहीं है। इसलिए कुछ बेतुका सवाल पूछ करके अपने पाक को साफ करने की कोशिश में लगे हुए हैं, लेकिन इस कोशिश में हर दिन जो भी जानकारियां मानकर देते हैं वो सारे के सारे झूठे साबित हो रहे हैं। हम इनको पूरी तरह हमने उनको एक्सपोज किया है। कांग्रेस पार्टी को जवाब देने की समय है। और जिस प्रकार इस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को अंजाम दिया गया, जिस प्रकार इस कंपनी को 2 साल तक छूट दी गई, जब इनके खिलाफ आरोप लगे और अखबारों में, विश्व के बड़े बड़े अखबारों में ये छापे गए कि ये पत्रिका, ये कंपनी ने घूस देकर के कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लिया है, 350 करोड़ रुपया इन्होंने रिश्वत दिए हैं। और उस जजमेंट में कुछ ऐसे भी दस्तावेज है जिससे यह साबित होता है, जिससे यह प्रमाण होता है कि उसमें काफी सारे मोटे रकम राजनेताओं को भी दिया गया। उसमें एक परिवार का जिक्र है, 15-16 मिलियन डॉलर्स देने का। उसमें एक राजनेता का नाम है, एपी का नाम है, और पूरे जजमेंट में एपी शॉर्ट फॉर्म में किसी और का यदि नाम है, किसी का नाम है, तो वो कांग्रेस की पॉलिटिकल एडवाइजर टू प्रेसिडेंट अहमद पटेल का नाम होता है। इन सभी सवालों को जवाब देने के बजाय कांग्रेस पार्टी इधर उधर तीर मारकर अपने आप को बचाने की कोशिश में लगी हुई है। कांग्रेस की ये जो रिश्वत खांड है, ये मेरे विचार से, हमारे अनुमान से, ये केवल 350 करोड़ रुपए का नहीं लगता है, क्योंकि जिस प्रकार इस कंपनी के ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया गया, सारे कंडीशंस को उनको उल्लंघन करते हुए इस कंपनी को कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया गया। जिस प्रकार 450 करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा, 4,500 करोड़ के रुपए से ज्यादा इसके प्राइस के लिए मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ डिफेंस ने पहले से अप्रूव करके रखी थी, जबकि एक्चुअल कॉस्ट बहुत कम थी उससे। और ये पूरा सांठ गांठ इन कंपनी, ब्रोकर्स, मिडलमैन, उसमें क्रिस्टियन मैकेल का नाम सबसे प्रमुख है, और राजनेता, खासकर कांग्रेस के नेता, क्योंकि वही उस समय सत्ता में थे, इन सब ने मिलकर इस कॉन्स्पिरेसी को, इस षड्यंत्र को रचा है। इसी के कारण, इसी के बदौलत फरवरी 2012 में ये रिवोल्यूशंस आने के बावजूद किसी प्रकार की एक्शन उस कंपनी पर नहीं लिया गया, और उसके 9 महीने के बाद उस कंपनी से 3 हेलीकॉप्टर का डिलीवरी लिया गया ताकि उस कंपनी को कुछ फायदा पहुंचे, उनको कुछ पैसा देने में कोई मजबूरी ना हो जाए। और 2 साल बाद जब पूरे उनके कंपनी के चेयरमैन को अरेस्ट किया गया, जब कोई इनके पास कोई विकल्प नहीं बचे थे, जब उस कंपनी ने सरकार के खिलाफ कोई आर्बिट्रेशन प्रोसीडिंग्स इन्होंने अनाउंस किया, तब जाकर के मजबूरी में इस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को 1 जनवरी 2014 को रद्द किया गया। आज कांग्रेस पार्टी बड़े बड़े दावा कर रही है, हमने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को रद्द किया। भाई, आपने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को तब रद्द कर दिया जब पूरी तरह चोरी पकड़ी गई। चोरी पकड़ने के बाद आपके पास क्या ऑप्शन रहा? और आज उल्टा चोर कोतवाल को डांटने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। उनको लगता है इस प्रकार के सवाल उठाने से हम इस पूरे घोटाले से बच सकते हैं, लेकिन पूरी तरह मिलान के जजमेंट के बाद और जिस प्रकार की जानकारियां उपलब्ध है, इसके बाद कांग्रेस पार्टी इस घूसकांड में पूरी तरह घिरी नजर आ रही है। कांग्रेस पार्टी लाख कोशिश करे, नहीं बच सकती है। उनको देश के सामने सच्चाई बताना ही होगा। सच का उजागर होना स्वाभाविक है।
जीवीएल जी, जिस तरह से ये केस आया है कि यूपीए सरकार जो 10 साल रही और भी जो ढले हुए हैं सेना में रक्षा संबंधी, क्या उनपे भी आप जांच करवाएं? क्या उनमें भी ऐसा कुछ संदेह हो सकता है?
फिलहाल आज हम इसी डील के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, जो मेरे पास जो जानकारियां हैं।
जीवीएल जी, केजरीवाल, नीतीश कुमार सब आपसे पूछ रहे हैं कि आपकी केंद्र में सरकार है पिछले 2 साल से, आप कार्रवाई कब कर रहे हैं सोनिया गांधी पर?
पूरी सीबीआई की जिस गति से कार्रवाई चल रही है, आगे जाकर ये कार्रवाई बिल्कुल तेजी पकड़ेगी। जो जो चोरी करने वाले पार्टी के साथ बैठे हुए हैं, उनके साथ मिलकर रोटी खा रहे हैं, वो हमसे सवाल पूछें, खुद जाकर के उनको कांग्रेस पार्टी में जाकर के उनके नेताओं से बातचीत करके सच्चाई क्या है वो जाननी चाहिए। हमसे सवाल पूछने से हम उनकी इस प्रकार की प्रश्नों का जवाब देना सही जरूरत नहीं समझते हैं, क्योंकि सरकार और एजेंसियां अपनी काम कर रही है, किसी को नहीं बख्शा जाएगा। I think when you have nothing to defend, when you have simply no defense, you resort to this kind of bravado. I think whoever is guilty, culpable, will be punished in accordance with the law. The guilty cannot choose in what time frame they will be prosecuted. The guilty cannot choose what will be the nature of investigations. The guilty should only wait for the events to unfold. No, we will talk about Augusta today. We'll talk about separately, not in this press conference. Yeah.
Even the JDU is now attacking the Narendra Modi government, saying that if they have enough resources, instead of doing press conferences or instead of the BJP party president coming out and speaking to the media, you should be acting. And in fact, the Congress party, on the other hand, has also taken offense to the fact that the defense minister did not speak on the floor of the House, but chose to send out a media statement clarifying what the government of India stands.
I think the Congress party's desperation is showing in the manner in which we have really we have exposed their lies. I think in the last 4 days they have only been resorting to lies and half truths. The first statement that came from the Congress party was that we had blacklisted this company when we were in power. That turned out to be a complete a falsehood. This did not happen when they were in power. But for your information, this ministry, they were in office. This scam broke out early 2012. For 2 years, they did nothing. And today they come out and claim that they took a lot of action. So I think the Congress party's every statement with regard to Augusta is, is either a half truth or an utter lie. I'm saying this with a sense of responsibility.
They've attacked the party president and said that Amit Shah and Prime Minister Narendra Modi both need to look at their own conduct. And they've said that empty vessels get the most noise.
You've seen how, for the first time, the Congress president, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, is forced to answer questions to the media. How the entire top leadership of the Congress party is out to defend itself. That's not happening without a reason. The Congress party realizes they are neck deep in this scandal, and possibly they have very limited time before the process of investigations and process of law catches up with them.
So when you're making allegation against Congress party as a scam, whether the scam is going to reflect in Tamil Nadu elections, the Congress DMK have an alliance in Tamil Nadu. Do you think this other the helicopter scam is going to have any impact
The DMK Congress alliance itself is the most notorious corrupt alliance in this country. So one more scam certainly will hurt them more, but certainly they don't have a image. So this is not going to be the only issue. The DMK Congress have been partners in corruption for a very long time.
When Mr. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Mr. Amit Shah is going to campaign in Tamil Nadu, will they rack up this issue or along with other corruption issues in Tamil Nadu campaign?
I think I'm not really privy to. I do not. I do not have any information on that. I think you will have to please wait.
Sir, when you say the scam is
I think
90%,
we are.
why are you
I please do not. What my party leaders will speak in election rallies. I do not. I do not. I cannot reveal. Nor do I know about it. Please wait for the rallies to happen. Thank you.